Henry McClure for your travel log blog. I'm at the Hayden Museum, Hayden, Colorado. Looks like a railroad stop. Let's see what's going on. See a light on in there, Mike. This place might even be open. Admission's free. Howdy.
Hi, how are you doing?
Hey, good. You want Henry McClure?
Nice to meet
You want to say hi?
Hi.
This is your travel log blog.
Oh, okay.
I'm covering your museum.
Oh,
Are you the curator?
I am, and I don't have my name tag on.
Well, you don't need a name tag. What's your name?
Laurel Watson.
We got Laurel Watson, and I just surprised her. You know, everybody wonders why in the hell somebody's shoving a phone in my face. So you got time for a tour?
Sure.
All right.
Come this way. This is where we start. Well, we generally start here. This is the Hayden Depot. It was built in 1918. It was on the Moffett Railroad line.
Moffat?
Moffett.
Oh, Moffat.
Moffett Railroad line.
It almost sounded like you said mafia.
Sorry. It's probably my accent. I'm from the East Coast.
That's all right. Well, I'm from Topeka, Kansas.
Okay, well, originally it was supposed to go all the way to Utah and connect with another line and be transcontinental. However, Moffett ran out of money, died, and the line just ends in Craig.
Okay.
But before that happened, the line was coming through, and it was a big impetus for causing this area to grow.
But wasn't that, it ended in Craig, but that was all right because that's where the coal ended, right?
Not necessarily. There's coal all throughout northwest Colorado.
Okay.
But the large beds are right here. But
Okay.
it would have been good if it could have gone both directions.
All right.
You know, to Utah or not. And somebody told me in Vernal that they had built a depot in anticipation for the railroad, and it was destroyed in the 60s. I don't know if that's true. I thought that was pretty neat.
Well, how are we going to get to the bottom of this?
You know, I'd have to go to Vernal, but I've been so busy.
Okay.
But this is the railroad depot, and it was in operation until 1968. It had a telegraph office, and the agent lived upstairs with her family. And then when it shut down, the Denver Rio Grande donated the building to the town to be the museum. And now the railroad tracks are run by Union Pacific. So in 1972, they renovated the building and turned it into a museum. Part of the renovation was adding this wall for exhibits and a few other things. All the items here are donated. A lot of the families are still in the area. We are the caretaker for Mount Harris, which if you had come through Steamboat, you would have passed through 4 towns that are no longer in existence. You wouldn't even know that you passed through them.
I did pass through Steamboat.
Well,
So which 4 are they?
Well, it would have been, the first one you would have hit would have been right outside of Milner, and it would have been called McGregor.
Okay.
It would have been on your south side.
Why these little towns go away?
They were company coal mining towns. And what happened is, as the coal mines either got too expensive for them because they had to go deeper into deeper seams, or they just went bankrupt, they closed down and basically sold off any of the buildings, and people had to move on.
And then they just evaporated.
Yeah, because they were a company town, something unique. They provided homes to their workers.
Okay.
Something that they don't now. You just work for the company. At this time, the whole entire town was part of the mine. So you were paid partially in script that you could utilize at the company store. Owe your soul to the company.
All right.
Okay, old song. And then a lot of the entertainment, the church, the very close-knit communities, they worked in the winter, and in the summer, a lot of the gentlemen ended up homesteading in the area.
So they got company houses.
They got company houses.
So what do we got going on in here?
Well, right here, Kit Carson came through this area. I have to point out one of the more famous people who came through here.
Well, so are we to believe that's his carving?
You know, they did research prior to my arrival as a curator, and they believe that based on the dendronology of the tree and the growth and patterns and all that,
It could have.
Probably Kit Carson. He did come through here. There are diaries, and he was friends with Mr. Bridger, who was up in Wyoming.
All right.
Trappers were huge in here. This area was pretty remote. It wasn't opened up until late. It was opened up after the 1868 treaty with the Utes. So a lot of what you see is very...
I started filming this backwards. I hate filming this way.
Oh,
so I hope you're seeing yourself.
That's okay. Which is very awkward.
I know. This is...
We have stuff everywhere.
I'm actually having a lot of fun with the travel log blog.
I bet you are.
So I'm out here on business. And then, I get to do some looking around. So I started this travel log blog, and it's taken off. So this is fun, and I love history.
Oh, good.
So what's your favorite story or favorite item? I mean, because you've got a lot of stuff here, and we could never cover all this.
No.
But what's your fave?
Some of the cool... Can I pick out a couple?
Yeah, you can pick out a couple.
The black wedding dress.
Okay.
I think that one's pretty
Man.
neat. They're both wedding dresses.
My ex-wife should have wore that.
Great.
The black wedding dress.
White wedding dresses were not made popular until...
Well, yeah, because this was her second marriage.
No, it was her first, but black was more practical.
Okay. Let's talk about... I think there's a lot more to this black wedding dress that we're not getting into, but...
No, they stayed married all of their lives. Her name was Sarah Jane Lillycrab. She married James Wadge, and he brought her out here, and they homesteaded. And that was from England.
Okay.
They're both from England.
So, no, this concept of a black wedding dress is... so when did white become... Because, I mean, are they just admitting right then that she wasn't a virgin?
No. It was practicality. People who wore white gowns, I mean, if you...
in the wet...
dress,
okay.
Yeah, it wasn't practical.
Okay.
Queen Victoria wore a white dress. That was practical for her because she was a queen, but that was usually your Sunday baths or your funeral or,
Yeah. It's kind of one and the same. Once you get married and a funeral.
It's a better perspective.
Okay. I'm willing to go at bat again. I mean, there's some women out there that have given me hope. I'm not a hater.
Well, and on a guy's point of view, probably you'd find these cool. These wolf fur mittens. The gentleman, his picture's right there. Bill Klein. He was with the 10th Mountain Division.
Hey, can we wear these hats?
No.
No? Okay.
He was a Mason, and he was captured by a German soldier, according to the story.
A Mason is like in a Freemason.
Freemason,
okay.
A Mason ring, was captured by a German soldier in World War II. Soldier made him take off his gloves, put his hands behind his head, and kneel down in the snow. And the German saw that he had a Mason ring, took off his gloves, showed him his Mason ring, and let him go.
Whoa!
That was the story.
Masons have been looking out for Masons for centuries.
I guess so. Even war doesn't stand in that way. We just have a lot of cool items, and everything has a story. So when I generally give a tour, I tell everybody about the stories, like Mrs. Dinwiddie, who lost a lot of her children and her husband to TB, but came out here and homesteaded.
Who's the athlete? Let's get a little sports trivia going here.
Sports trivia. Well, we were the Yampa Valley League champions in 1915.
Okay.
Baseball was huge, as you well know. It was American sport. I'm a baseball fan too. And it was very competitive out here between the towns. Each town had their own baseball team. And boy, did they compete. And a lot of times they would compete in the different towns, from Craig to Steamboat down to Oak Creek. And they'd go and play like over an entire weekend.
Cool.
So it was a huge thing. music was really big. They'd have all-night dances, and that's usually where you met your wife.
Dancing in the streets.
In the school.
Okay.
In the schoolhouses. We are famous for a couple of things. One of them is this Elkhead community. There's a book, a bestseller, New York Times bestseller, Nothing Daunted by Dorothy Wickett, and it came out 2 years ago.
Nothing Daunted.
Nothing Daunted.
By Dorothy Wickett.
By Dorothy Wickett.
Is she on this, or her relatives?
Her relatives, her grandmother, yes. And,
who's her grandmother? What's her
this
name?
One.
Is she a
Dorothy
Wickett?
Woodruff.
A Woodruff.
And Rosamond Underwood were socialites who came out here to teach. And the book is about their experiences going from being high society to roughing it with a homestead family up in this really remote area. And we do a tour every other year with the author.
Cool.
So, and Ferry Carpenter was involved with it. It's a really interesting story if you get a chance, and hopefully it'll be a movie someday.
Well, maybe this will be the impetus to make this a movie. We'll get this. I'll get this out there, and who knows?
You never know. We have stuff everywhere. This is our hospital room.
Whoa!
The hospital is up on the hill. There's a picture of it right behind you.
Oh, I saw that hospital.
Yes.
That's really weird because I had a dream about that hospital before I saw it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I know, it's weird.
I know. They always say there's a ghost in the window.
So
you might have to go up there.
Well, there's for the certain people who know about how powerful my dreams are. I dreamt about that.
You can go up and check it out, although I don't think it's open on Sundays.
I've had some wild dreams.
Oh.
My mind is out there.
Okay.
I mean, you can tell I'm out there.
This is the town. The town is famous. Made Ripley's, believe it or not, twice. Not once, but twice. Once because this livery stable, which is no longer there now, was one of the longest in business livery stables on a U.S. highway that went across country on Highway 40. And it was in operation from 1892 to 1946.
Then what was the second reason?
The second reason is there's a road that comes up this hill, which you can see. It's called the Cog.
Yeah?
And the gentleman who built that road back in the day,
See that?
Tex McDowell, was bit by a rattlesnake, and the rattlesnake died.
Ah.
And it is in Ripley's, believe it or not.
So old Tex, had more poison in him.
Yeah, well,
Was he a boozer? Hey, not that I'm throwing any stones at that. You know that. Henry McClure.
And this is a lot of our railroad items. We're still collecting items. Not very many were left behind in the depot when we got it. So it's been a slow process.
Well, I tell you what, you have been delightful today. I got to tell you, you've done a great job. If I were doing this for a living, I would definitely have to pay her something or make a huge donation.
Oh, there we go.
Maybe that's what we'll do. So we're gonna do a shout out right now to any of the viewers that like this because we're gonna get her a donation.
Sounds good because we are in the middle of an expansion project.
All right, we're expanding.
We're expanding. This is going to be our research library. That's Elmer.
Hey, Elmer.
Elmer has to get hung up.
Don't get hung up on Elmer. All right, so what do we got going on in here?
Back here is our agriculture. Oh, me, sorry.
God bless you.
Our agricultural collection and our businesses. We have saddles. Each saddle has a story. We were large for growing greens out here, oats. Now currently it's hay, but they grew everything from turnips to potatoes. It was a plethora of agriculture.
So are there, are these, I mean, these can't be famous animals because they're dead, but is it famous people kill them?
Well, you know what? That wolf up there was killed by Coke Robarts. And Coke Robarts is in the American Cowboy Hall of Fame.
Okay.
He's a foundation quarter horse breeder, and he lived here and bred some of the foundation sires. of old Fred and Peter McHugh.
Cool.
So we're famous for that, which we have a statue of.
And that's him?
There's a picture of him.
Oh, here we go. Kind of looks like Warren Beatty.
Yeah, he does kind of look like Warren Beatty, but I think it's a cigar. And also the Peavies and the Semitons.
He looks like Warren Beatty and Bugsy Siegel.
There you go. Got that air.
Anybody else see that?
And so these are our dead things. We kind of had a humorous Wolverine.
We got the dead things.
A lot of animals in this area still. Businesses, we had a saddle maker who rode his bicycle to Hayden from Denver in 1901.
Okay, wait a minute. What? A saddle maker riding his bike?
Yes.
What the hell?
I'm not sure what his affinity towards horses was or not. I never really seen a picture of him on a horse. But he did make good saddles. He made the famous Route County saddle and a number of saddles. And these are our businesses. Town hasn't changed a whole lot. But, a lot of items.
Well, so what we're getting down to is when you're in Hayden, Colorado, you got to come to this museum. I mean, it's worth it. I mean, filming on a phone is probably not giving it justice, but here we are.
And here's our schools. And those schools are, Route County had a number of schools. As enough families moved into an area, they built a school. Ferry Carpenter, a local lawyer, and he was also started the BLM.
He started the BLM?
He was like the first head of the BLM.
Okay,
the BLM?
So now we're getting into real estate terms, the Bureau of Land Management. And that's a big deal. It's still in the United States of America.
He was in charge of the Taylor Grazing Act, and so that's the predecessor to the BLM. And he was a lawyer, and he was responsible for attracting a lot of teachers to the area. His thought was to fix them up with the cowboys and get the area really populated.
Hey, well, he ain't all bad. I like his style.
It was rumored that down in his office...
Hey, look, even the real estate guy's he's a matchmaker.
In his real estate office, which is in that book as well, the Nothing Daunted, he would get the girls, he'd find well-educated girls he'd put out and get their resumes and their photographs, hang them up, and once he went through their resumes that they were good, they would be good teachers, he would hang up their pictures and the cowboys would pick which ones they wanted.
Ah, look at that. Now, not only was he a real estate guy, he's doing Match.com in the beginning.
You know, you got to be multi-talented to make it in the Old West. And this is our fair. We have a fair here. And then just some of our law enforcement.
Uh-oh. Law enforcement. I think we're getting, I got to get away from that, Not that I got any problem with those in law enforcement. All right, so...
hopefully this will be in our new building. We are getting ready to move a building. A 78 by 29 foot, 2-story wood, log, stacked wooden granary that'll be moved onto this property over here.
Okay, so when does that take place?
Well, we just got ready to do the move part. We're coordinating that with the schools and with a group called the National Center for Craftsmanship.
Cool.
In Fort Collins. And they're going to do it next spring, and then we're fundraising to put it back up.
All right, let's talk about the fundraising. Let's give some information. How do we find you on the internet?
Our web address is haydenheritagecenter.org. And
I'll put that out on the blog. I want you to know that. So that'll be there.
The page. There's pictures if you can identify anybody. And
okay.
Our events and stuff.
You still have any single school teachers out on the web?
I bet no.
Okay, because
there are probably some.
Well, all right. I mean, that might be anher reason of,
We haven't ventured into that.
Okay, but it's your heritage.
It is. So, but, it's a great small town. You got to, people still wave and...
Oh, yeah. Waving. Hey.
Waving is good.
Waving is very important.
Yes.
See, how come there seems to be a central theme with waving coming up? It's kind of interesting about that.
Yes, waving is important. So, yeah.
I knew a guy named Ed the Waver.
Ed the
Waver from Reno, Nevada. He'd walk around waving. He is actually in Ripley's, believe it or not.
For waving.
Yes. Ed had a real. He educated you and schooled you on waving. I'm fine. Waving is fascinating. All right, so what's the address here?
Our mailing address, our physical address is 300 West Pearl Street.
So, okay, so you put that in your GPS and you show right up here. And then let's talk about your hours real quick.
We are open until, the end of September every day. Well, Tuesday through Sunday from 11 to 5. And then in October, we will be open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 5. And after that, until May, November through May, we'll be open 3 days a week. You'll have to call.
Okay, what's the number? How do we get a hold?
970-276-4380.
All right, so we'll put that information out, but if you got a chance to write that down. Well, anyway, this is Henry McClure reporting for Your Travel Log Blog, and thank you so much for the tour.
Sure,
All right,
thank you.
Appreciate it.